Welcome to another session of Endless Legend, where I'm playing the Allayi, Auriga's winter dedicated faction, I guess. And on theme, I'm busy picking up the Summer Guard, or the Fire Guardian. And the reason I want this one, I think, is that ranged Guardians should be better, because all Guardians are solitary. So like this, Skyfin, they can't be part of an army. They have to, well, they can be part of an army, but just they can't merge with other units to form a bigger army. They're just a solitary sort of army thing. And that means that we have to find alternative ways to incorporate them into our strategy than just putting them on the front lines. So, for instance, I'm not sure where my hero army is. Oh, is it dead? No, it's here. Alright, so we're just going to bounce down here with that army. So, you can't just incorporate them into your starting army, because if it's the first army that it gets attacked, then there's only one Guardian against their whole army until new reinforcements trickle in. So I think the way I should use Guardians is to have the main army, which I haven't currently built yet, but I have a main army with my hero, and then the Guardians come in as reinforcements. And then it seems better to me to have a ranged Guardian. A, it won't take that much damage, and B, I don't have to worry about putting it into position. So, I might be wrong about this, but I think I'm more interested in the ranged Guardians, and I think the support Guardian is also ranged. So, that's, I think, an interesting choice for us. We can also think about, well, I don't know about the Cavalry and the Flying Guardian. I guess Flying would be interesting to try out. As Teleport? Interesting. As River Surfer. I'm really not sure what any of these do. They seem really cool though, and I definitely want to give them a spin in this game. Speaking of which, I do want to get other stuff besides the Guardians. Like, I wonder if I can get rare armors and rare alloys, because we randomly have a lot of Mithrite lying around for more fortress production. We can get more Adamantium with our Skyfin, of course, and we probably should. But yeah. So what else? We have this Lust for Loot quest that we can do. And we also, okay, they want to open borders at the cost of organized labor. I think I'm fine with that. And they want to just close borders of us. Which again, I'm not exactly fine with it. There's nothing really I can do about it. So, we should just pass the turn here. Now, I mean, also, like, I'm pretty sure Guardians don't have last stand like heroes do, meaning if they die in battle, you use the Guardians. So it's probably just better to have a Guardian just stand at the back and just set fire to our enemies from a safe distance. Alright. Speaking of which, I should have retreated that army faster. Hopefully I don't get punished here. As we sort of learned, I think we learned it last time. Or I learned it in practice game. But anyway, you can only retreat it as many times as you have action points, so it's kind of like engaging in combat, retreating. So we can't actually keep retreating ad infinitum. We have to, at some point, take a fight, for instance. We can actually, I think we should go here next. Let me check my other armies. Here, this is my Skyfin. Let me just park it over that Adamantium. I can always buy more dust water, and I already have enough dust water for the next time, so just pop that in advance. Pop this in advance. Probably should pop these in advance as well. I mean, there's no reason not to do it now. We don't gain anything by not waiting, so. And dust waters, and also when we activate them now, that means we'll get the bonus duration for longer from Luxury Alchemists. Really an interesting upgrade, and I think it's been doing a lot of work for us here. Now I don't think I can do the faction quest anymore, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to get some lookout towers here, just to keep an eye on the border, and because I have nothing better to do in this city. And if I had more Goths in this area, also I have another army here, I could think about moving out or whatever. If I had more Goths in this area, I mean, I was thinking what I could do with the Goths, and I was thinking what I could do with the army, so I mixed it up. So if we had 6 more Goths in that area, we could get the Beloved of the People technology, which gives us minus 50% expansion disapproval generation on cities. which is probably something we want, considering how expansion disapproval is something we definitely have to manage. But I also want to pick up this throne of emperors, but at the same time, I would like to pick up this glorious father upgrade. But to do that, we need to have 50 of each strategic resource, and as you can see, we have less than 50 of each one at the moment. We could try and buy them out, but there isn't enough Hyperion, so we're going to have to wait for 10 of that to become available, and there isn't enough Palladium. Although I do want to buy that out, I need that for not important resources, but it is an important resource, which I need for later on, at some point. I'm just going to get some more glass steel as well. And we might as well buy out Adamantium, actually. This will be our main strategical resource for our armies, actually. And by that I mean that when we get to level 5 technologies, we can pick up this marvelous alloys and marvelous armor for basically top tier weapons and defenses. I do want this brigade system, because 20% defense on units is not bad. Well, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And the question is, do I want rare alloys? What this will let me do is will get me, if I ever go for this fleet, which I was thinking I was going to do before, but now I'm less sure about, then I'm going to need high tier ship weapons, and high tier ship weapons I think you can mostly just get through these. Though I might be wrong. Maybe this is sort of a redundant upgrade for us. But I guess we'll have a lot of the stuff at some point, so we could think about using it for that. Although we need lots of Mithrite anyway for some, and also some Hyperion for some of these good upgrades. So maybe spending that there is not the wisest, because we'll just have more resources doing the same thing, I think. And if we can use these resources for doing something unique and powerful that we can't do with Adamantium, and then just buy out the Adamantium we need for armies, which will give us comparable armies anyway, then these upgrades will be kind of wasted. We can think about picking this one up. Doubles the effect of luxury resource boosters on a city. That's a natural craftworks. That's a new upgrade there. And here, okay, this is a bonus attack on units in city, I think. Or from... Was it units built on city? No, it's on units in city. So this is a purely defensive upgrade, so that's not very appealing. I guess I kind of want this national crafts work, because we have a very powerful city in our starting city. It has 2 special buildings and a lot of districts, and any way we can buff it would be pretty good, I think. Again, I'm not prioritizing buildings that help me. Can't cross the border. Alright, that makes sense. I'm not prioritizing the buildings that would help me. Do I want this Adamantium? Okay, let's return to the topic at hand. I'm not prioritizing buildings that will help me predict how long the winter's gonna last, because I have perfect information about that anyway. Not that those buildings are bad, but it's just they're not very good in our campaign with this faction. Did I pick up Organized Labor? Yes, I did. Organized Labor, probably my favorite research. Alright, got to touch this button. Alright, now we're gonna go here. Get Imperial funding in one of the cities and we get a decent chunk of dust. That's not a good reward. Typically those quests have better rewards, I feel. Dust, like a small dust amount at this point in the game is very underwhelming, I think. Now we're producing a Guardian. We can produce a Guardian now. So let's, I think, make sure we can retrofit it, and we can first. That looks pretty funny actually. It looks like something out of Iron Giant. And Flame Without Mercy, what does this do? It gives us 100 extra attack damage, I mean. Good amount of defense, good amount of initiative. We have 100 attack already. This gives us more initiative, a bit less damage, more life. Gives us precision. This gives us infantry slayer 4. Okay. Now what does precision do? For +3 attack range. Now it's very strong, but we already have a lot of melee units wrapping around, so I don't foresee the range being... I mean, the range is always effective, right? But the problem is... once we move forwards, we'll have the infantry wrapping around them. So the infantry, I mean the flying units, the monks. And we won't actually gain that much out of this range. This would be really good if we could put it on a lot of units and just kite them forever. But I don't think it's worth sacrificing 100 damage here. And what does it give us? Wood burner. Bonus damage on a unit on a forest tile. Alright, that's interesting. So if they're on a forest tile, we can exploit this to do even more damage. And look, 200 damage is insane. The attack values are okay. Potentially not that high. Let's see what else we can get on this. Glory or Death. We get a bonus morale per adjacent enemy. Not that impressive. Free counter. Can counter once more. That's okay. Although it's quite expensive in terms of a valuable resource for us. Intimidation aura. Minus initiative for adjacent opponents when attacking defending. Okay. Yeah, why not? The main reason I'm more interested in this is because it costs titanium and not one of these more valuable resources for us. I think shared wisdom is a bit better though. Morale on adjacent units, that's pretty strong. I don't know, Glory or Death might be better for us. It will make sure that if the Guardian gets surrounded, it's not as screwed. Although Intimidation Aura does something similar, without costing us. And maybe if we cost them some initiative, then we can move our Guardian away or something like that. I think maybe that'll be the best thing. Like, this is definitely good, and this is maybe now and then might be useful, but we're only losing titanium for it, so why not? Alright. I need to check on the marketplace that there are no stockpiles available, and there are some industry stockpiles, so maybe we can use them to buy out our Guardian. Speaking of which, we should build it on this city. Oh, we have to build it on a tile. That's interesting. That's pretty funny. Let's see how much the industry stockpiles will help get that Guardian out. That's currently taking 2 turns, so yeah. We could save it afterwards, but I mean, we'll have the die forever, so yeah, so in 2 turns we'll pick up Photius, and that should be pretty solid. Our question is, do I rather want a second Guardian rather than this brigade system? The idea of picking up the second Guardian now is that I can quickly build it, and then afterwards get this just before we're engaging Orange in combat. The reason I want to engage Orange in combat is because Orange is the winning empire. Again, the big thing I want to say is, like, you always fight wars for a purpose. Like, you're either defending yourself, actually, I almost want to quote God of War, the most recent God of War game on this, like, wars are either fought for advantage or for desperation, so, anyway, we can apply that principle here. Either we're trying to defend ourselves, and we're fighting for survival, like Kratos taught us, or we're trying to get an advantage. Now, there's 2 kinds of advantage we can get. The one is resource-wise. We could wage war against Red. We don't think Red is going to win, based on the scores, and based on the victory conditions. I mean, Red has some points in diplomatic victory, but, like, we're not too worried about that. If it looks like Red is getting diplomatic victory more, like, easily than us, we can easily just... There are ways we can just defeat Red quickly, so we're not worried about Red winning. So if we were fighting Red, the advantage we're looking for would be economic. We're picking up extra territories, or picking up extra resources, like so. If we're fighting Orange, there's a different kind of advantage, or aim we have, is that we're trying to prevent Orange from winning the game, and setting ourselves up as the player most likely to win the game. So those are 2 kinds of positive goals in mind we can have, or positive goals we can have in mind when we're trying to win, or trying to wage war. I'm just going to go for the Guardian first, so I can build it first. And it's kind of important that you just don't wage war for war's sake, that you just think about why you're doing that, because every war you fight is a kind of commitment of your forces. At the very least, you're committing, or you have to think about opportunity cost. If I'm moving my armies here, where else could I be moving my armies, you know? Bounce! Run! No! Oh, dumbasses. This is what is annoying about this. No! Oh, come on! That's unfair. Yeah, we have to auto here, we can't retreat. Yeah, so sometimes, lag is your best friend with those situations. Okay, winter's over, so that's good. And something was voted on, but I don't care because I'm not going to spend extra stuff. These are important for us because we have lots of districts. This is also important for us because of trade routes. This is important for us because of happiness. Let me just check how high our happiness is on our cities. If we lose 25% happiness, this is going to really affect us that much. And the boosters are providing more than 100 points, so I suspect it's not going to matter. Yeah, so this is basically how you deal with the happiness problem with the Allayi, is that you go overboard on boosters, like I've done here. So we don't actually need this booster thingy, but we would like this movement speed bonus. So the question is the movement speed bonus going to be better than the extra industry? Or maybe the extra food here? I do like the science thing on district. I think it probably will be. We can even pick up best extra attack on our units, which is, I think, valuable. This final tier is hard to get, so I'm just going to go for that. After we pick this up, we can pick up, I think, modern administration. Plus, wait, hold a second. Customs ministry, plus 7 trade routes max on city. Holy shit! That is amazing. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I lost my cool there completely. I mean, I haven't played with Guardians before, so I don't know about all these unique buildings you can get through technologies. And here, 20 XP per turn on governor. That's pretty terrible. So we definitely want modern administration next, because the extra influence will help us out, collect all the stuff we really need, and then in addition to that, we're also going to be getting other things that will help us out, like we're going to get those massive trade route bonuses. Like, especially on this city, imagine we could just trade with all of these cities. And because we have a roving clans hero, we're not restricted to how we have to trade, so like, that's pretty great. I mean, by that I mean, because we have a roving clans hero, we can trade with cities we're at Cold War with. Or at war with, in fact. So this hero is great. And we're just going to buff the trade routes, we're going all in on that strategy. Speaking of which, we didn't... I mean, that quest is not that big a deal, like 1,000 dust is peanuts at this point in the game. And I have Photius, and I think I have to see about Scorus. Guardian of Dust. Alright, what is this? Scepter Supremacy. That gives heal. This has acceleration. What does that do? Doubles the battle movement of the target for 3 rounds. So if we target a unit, we give it a nice buff. What does this do? Increased fire. We give it 75 attack on a target friendly units. And what does this do? Heal. We can heal a friendly unit for a life amount equal to the cost of its damage. Okay, so none of these are really that impressive. I guess this one improves attack and damage by quite a substantial chunk. And also initiative. So this probably has to be the best one. And also the ability to just heal any target which needs assistance is also nice. Mind control. So we have 50% chance to mind control targets with attack. And we have Guardian Aura and heals adjacent armies equal to not. Okay, so we keep healing adjacent armies. Oh no, this is a world effect. We can cast this to heal an adjacent army by 100%. That makes us a pretty great support for a powerful army. Again, we have similar choices here. Shared Wisdom is... Okay, Shared Wisdom is something I want to go for. I don't need any of these. I mean, I guess I could pick Glory or Death, so we don't just lose this unit if it gets surrounded. But at the same time, I don't need it that much. So we can build another Guardian now, if we want. And I think we do want to. Let's see if that helps. No, it didn't. Oh well. We can get another cannery, I guess, with the extra industry. Yeah, cannery is always good. Now, here's our Fire Walker, or Fire Guardian. We can move it over fire. It looks really funny when it pops around like that. And let's see what the special ability does. You reveal terrain around the initial position of this army for 1 turn. Let's try that out. Okay, and that has a 4-turn cooldown, but it's giving us a lot of vision, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty good for us because we're going to move an army out, and we're going to have these guardians on the sides of our army, and we're going to make sure that those guardians never get surrounded or attacked. We always want our main army to attack first, and then have the guardians trickle in the support units. And this support guardian is also pretty cool because it gives us the ability to just heal our army up again. Pretty solid. Okay, now we got this tier upgrade, and I definitely want to go for Marvelous Alloys and Marvelous Armor first. I need to build up my military now, I think. I think that's the main way I'm going to prevent the other players from winning before me. And then after that I'm going to get this upgrade for the ridiculous 7 bonus trade routes on our main city. That should be insane both for dust production and for influence production. Two resources we're really interested in at the moment. Now I want to check if there are any random monks lying around, and then I can A, form the monks up into an army, and B, upgrade the monks with my new weapons immediately. I just need to make sure I upgrade the monks with the highest levels. I mean, I don't actually have to upgrade the monks, but I have a lot of dust and less industries. So. And speaking of which, I should buy out stuff, which I need. Hyperium, I need that for the upgrade. Once we have 50 Hyperium, we're going for that. And I need lots of Adamantium. Yeah, and lots of Palladium if at all possible. This is the cultist theme, I think. I know it pretty well for some reason. Check out my cultist playthrough where I somehow managed to win. I'm like still a little bit surprised because I'd completely written off the cultists. I was like, they're terrible, and then like it turns out they're good enough to beat Endless with. So yeah, I was very wrong. Let's just garrison these, and on this the other army. We're going to make sure we garrison the units without much experience. So we have a bunch of units with 4 levels of experience. I keep clicking on the city by accident. Yeah, that's why there's this extra clicking, this extra option to click on the other thing. Speaking of which, alright. We're past those difficulties. Let's just send that there. Let's form up our army. This is our first army, I guess. And I guess we could just even make some monks here. If we're gonna make the monks, we should upgrade their basic design. Or we can make a new basic design, which will be focused around... this could be just our dust basic design. And that way we have units we can produce even for out of resources. Regeneration and improved life, solid choices. Improved movement, also not bad. Improved life is a bit better because, yeah, sometimes you regenerate and it doesn't actually matter. Oh, I got the wrong plating there. Cheap. Or, I don't know, maybe I should give them a better name. Yeah. Not yet a full monk, but a disciple. And with that in mind, we can start producing some disciples here. I mean, we're not doing much else in this place. We can get a hothouse though. Yeah, hothouses are strong. I think we have hothouses everywhere. At least everywhere we can get them. And we want to get this bonus thing. What's it called? Not the Reliquary Tower. There's this thing we unlocked. If I could only remember what upgrade... here! The National Craftswork. Doubles effects of luxury resource boosters on the city. So I think we should put this on our best city, which is our capital. Because if it doubles the amount of gold we're getting from trade and we get the 7 trade thing, like imagine how much dust we're gonna make. Alright, it's gonna be a lot. And we should go for the economic victory if we're doing this. I think. But if we're going for the economic victory, we also want to make sure we can put enough pressure on other empires. So that they can't just follow us. This Guardian can't walk over fire, so... yeah. We have Marvelous Alloys, and we just need Marvelous Armors. We can also get our hero back. Bright Slash? Yeah, Blight Slash. Alright. Let me assign the hero there. For some reason my clicking is a bit slow. Maybe the mouse is acting up on me. I'll fix it for the next episode. Now, Proteus, we'll just move it here. Now, the question is, I wonder how they disembark. Do they just turn into boats? If so, it's going to be more dangerous to get our Guardians across the channel. Let me just move my fire... Let me just move this Guardian through here. It's going to hurt a bit to move it through the lava. Never mind. It didn't. Interesting. Alright. This army, I just want to wait till I can retrofit all of these with marvelous armors and marvelous alloys. Which should be, you know, marvelous. Oh, we finally have enough of this. That's excellent. We have enough Hyperium. We could buy out all the Hyperium here, to be honest. And I'm quite keen to have random Hyperium lying around, so I will. Now I just need Palladium. Now, I wonder if they'll trade me for anything. How much do they want in an alliance? Do they have Palladium? Yeah, they do have... No, they don't have Palladium. Does anyone have Palladium? They have Palladium. I just need 30 of this. I would like to make peace with them, if at all possible. Because then we don't have to worry about them just shanking us in the back. Come on. No, what? How are you not interested? Alright. Okay, finally. Well, at that point I'm just going to... Oh, this would cost us a ton if we wanted to offer that in terms of influence. So that's kind of sad. I guess we could send them a compliment. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, we had bad times, but maybe at this point we should be friends. I mean, you know, for strategical reasons, but don't ruin a beautiful moment. Don't ruin it. Alright, spots over here, spots over there. Yeah, even Guardians get slowed down by forests, it turns out. I can't retrofit right now because we're, say, dust starved. I assume the Guardians add a lot to military upkeep. No, not even that much. And look, we're getting 700 dust per turn from Museum of Origo. That is one serious upgrade. Alright, we can get even more for our trade routes. Yeah, that is going to be intense. Alright, here... I guess I'm going to get some dust bonuses. Again, I don't have that much population, so the first skill of the cultist hero, which is normally A++, is a bit less desirable in this faction, because we don't have those huge population cities. We're fewer and proud. The fewer the proud, whatever. Alright, don't have to worry too much about that. Can also pop this again. Why not? Just make sure that it's always active. And yeah. Hopefully next turn I'll have enough influence to make that deal with the dragon so I can get that bonus. Or any deal with the dragon, to be honest. I don't care about the alliance. Well, the alliance I do care about, but it's not like a must-have. It would be great if we had the alliance. But it's also okay if we don't. They're putting some small armies on our border. That makes me a little bit nervous. Alright, so this is a very strong infantry slayer weapon. And I suspect we'll see a lot of infantry out of them. We'll definitely see more infantry than cavalry, I think. They have flying units, but they're definitely not going to hit us with non-infantry. Well, they're definitely going to hit us with infantry sometimes. So this gives us bonus attack, this gives us bonus defense. Potentially, the dust helmet is actually better than this helmet. Kind of interesting. It means we can save some palladium if we want. The dust armor is not better than this though. No, but do we want movement upgrades? We don't need them. We could get this free counter upgrade. That's pretty solid. And improved life is quite important if we want our units to survive at all costs, which I think we do. I mean, specifically we want to get value out of our Guardian who heals our units. And we can only do that if units are alive at the end of combat. So, yeah. Let's just keep them alive then. We can sell some stuff to get extra dust. Although selling stuff is quite mediocre in this game because, for some reason the stuff isn't very valuable. The stuff. I guess we can sell mithrite. We have a lot of that. Nah, we don't want to. So we can retrofit our units, but we lack enough adamantium to do it. Alright. We can retrofit like half our units. It would be nice if we had extra adamantium there. And that seems to be sold out at the moment, so yeah. So I prefer to have a full endgame army before I did something drastic. Although I don't know if Orange will give us that much time. Should we try and make alliances instead? For some reason I assumed I'd be able to get this online faster. I can also think about going for rare alloys and rare armor and just upgrading my units that way. And I think I will probably. Yeah. Why not? Now, can we get enough adamantium? We can't. It's the annoying thing when you rely a lot on the marketplace. Sometimes the marketplace gives and sometimes the marketplace takes away. Yeah. Alright. We're producing a decent amount of adamantium per turn. Like 5 per turn. That's still not enough to build up these armies as fast as we want though. Yeah. And we still need this. We don't need it, but we would like this bonus. If at all possible. Expansion. This is more burrows, yeah. Gonna be quite difficult unless we control more space. Alright, speaking of which, let's think about sending alliances. Okay, they're really against alliance, yeah. How do they feel about alliance? Actually, in general, how do they feel about giving lots of adamantium? I need to offer them something in return, though. Can we not just trade resources randomly? Is that another thing? We have... Oh, we don't have this. Peace treaty. Oh no, that's just peace treaty. That's confusing. I thought we could just trade random stuff if we wanted to. I guess, let's see how much I'd have to give them for alliance. A lot of science. Obviously I wouldn't want to give my best science either. I should probably compliment them now. I think blue is more important to get as an ally than red. The alliance costs a lot more, a lot less here. Okay, so effect lasts around 10 turns. Optimal effect mid-turn. So if we wait a couple of turns, we should have the complement effect with red maximized. I mostly just need this adamantium to complete my quest, etc. Also the palladium. I think we leveled here. Or we will level when the turn ends. We've gained enough experience to reach another level. So we have all these important things. We should probably go over here to get this anti-winter thing, because winter can be annoying for us. And... wait, we gained another level? That's great. More food production. More food to you. Customizer. Oh, yeah, we can finally get this. Yes! I'm very interested in this. Wonder if that helps out. Nope. Just want to make sure my biggest cities stay reasonably big. So customs ministry should be credible in the city. Like, truly ballistic, I don't know. That should catapult us into the... I guess it should catapult us into the economic lead. We're doing really well with economic victory, so maybe we don't even have to attack. I don't know. Alright, let's read this. This empire has been banned from the marketplace. Alliance. Let's see. Okay, I want a Palladian, and I want Adamantine if at all possible. So what can I give them in return? What I have a lot of. Am I interested in Quicksilver? Unlikely. I might be interested in Mithrite. Well, I guess maybe I should give them technologies first. Technologies are typically... You can typically just give them technologies, which doesn't actually cost you anything in direct terms. Nope. They're very anti this. I'd have to give up a lot if I wanted to get this, make this deal go through. It's so annoying that the AI isn't interested in peace most of the time, because it feels like it prohibits you from using a certain strategy, which is like, well, peace obviously, but it prohibits you from using certain strategies, I think, which is a bit frustrating. In Endless Space 2, it's much easier to get peace, for instance, if you want it, and I think that's a strength of the game. Alright, we're not producing anything here. Hothouses, why not? Yeah, maybe I should just forget about this for now. I'd really love it, but it's just hard to get. And I do need to gear up for war. So yeah. I'll get it later. Maybe for peace settlement. Once I pick this city up, then I should be able to... Well, once I pick these cities up, I should be able to produce the resources I want. I'm just going to wait for the rare alloys so I can retrofit my monks with some mithrite weapons. Alright. Speaking of which, there's some mithrite. We can get the Fire Guardian to walk over here, pick some stuff up. More mithrite. That's great. Mithrite weapons seem valuable, or at least appealing for us in some ways. Let's bounce down here, pick that up. Ah, we only got dust. That's unfortunate. It's not like dust is bad. It's just... Yeah, it's like 200 dust at this point in the game. It's like, alright. I'm not really interested in this. Although it is good. Stiletto of the Delvers is pretty cool. Although we need a hero who's actually melee hero, so that doesn't work out for us that well. Sustainer. That is a pretty nice bow. Which is extra nice because we have a ranged hero. Still not enough Paladin, hey? Right. I'm just gonna bounce up there. Yeah. I guess I can retrofit this monk. Though maybe I'll just wait for mithrite weapons. And then retrofit the remainder of my monks. And then think about crossing this channel. The annoying thing is that there are fire ships in the area now, so it'll be harder for our guardians to cross. Hopefully they'll just move out of the way. Okay, this city is now generating an obscene amount of dust for all these trade... Like, up to 10 trade routes! You're kidding me? That's incredible. That is truly amazing. And I can get Ore of Empire here as well. Wow. And I'm just gonna get the Throne of Emperors, I guess. I do want extra influence. Yeah. And afterwards I can build some monks, I guess. Yeah. Why not? Speaking of which, I should edit these monks again. And adding this Hyperion Blade, let's see how it compares with the sword. Reasonably favorably. They're both pretty good. Yeah, like that. We can't buy anything on the market, because everything's sort of bought up. Probably by us. I'm not going to retrofit the monks I already upgraded. Alright, we need more... No, we need more Adamantium. And we need more... glass steel, I think. Yeah, we don't have enough of either though. Yeah, I guess the remaining 3 monks will have to be at a discount. Yeah. I don't have much of... I'm just going to equip that. I'm going to move this off, and maybe there's a good Hyperion armor piece or something. Well, I guess we'll get anti-ranged and be happy-ish with that. And we can still make more monks from this point. So now I want to see if I can get the Guardians across here. It looks like I can. It's just going to take me a turn of danger. Wait! No! Alright. Good job walking out of the fire. You hero. Again, the annoying thing when you retrofit units again and again, because you're trying to work around resources, is that the latest model might not even be the best one. So I'm not going to fall into the trap of retrofitting there. Our city has the best unit production in our empire. These random... Wait, we can actually retrofit these random monks. And we should, I think. Although now we're basically out of myth, right? So... We can think about picking up a hero for that army as well. Oh, I forgot to upgrade my hero. Oops. Army defense bonus. Never mind. Well, I'll retrofit my hero after the first battle. At the very least, we should give our hero the good dust tier equipment for their level. And I guess there are some good trinkets for the... I think there's an army boost from dust. Yeah, there's Ghost Force. That's good. And... does this give bonus to just the hero? Okay. Well... that's not the worst. Okay, this army can bounce over here via... this direction, actually. Alright, it's time for landfall. Alright, this army should go this direction. There, okay, fine. Alright, that's a complicated operation, but hopefully it should pay off. And speaking of, we've got some extra myth right there, so that's great. Speaking of payoff, I mean. I can pick up these things, but mostly I think I want this enlightened trade really good to improve our science production. Because so much of our science and everything just depends on trades. So, yeah. Oh, look at how many numbers of dust we have there. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Look at how much dust. Now, hopefully we can get our armies through this. And then we can just attack one of their cities there. Probably the city in Anshan. Or Anshan. Vicinity. 4, 5. No, I'm moving this. What about this army? Oh, come on. 4 of us, come on. Just... buddy, why? Okay, no, we should probably make truce with them. Alliance. Okay, they're not that interested, but... Let me just keep stripping things from this. Come on. Oh, nice. We finally got in lines with red. We finally put the past behind us, buried the hatchet, and we're finally ready to fight together against orange. Okay, I guess I'm going to declare war on you next turn. Okay, so search the ruins and inspect them. The ruins being... We finally completed that that location. Okay, there. Well, that sort of makes me want to pick up the city first. Why shouldn't I? Picking up the extra science skill because science skills are valuable. Percentage skills are good, but maybe if the per district skill was maybe a little bit better. And on our other hero here we can get even more trade routes. So this is a ton of trade routes, and we're trading with our allies, so we can even get some things with them, like a commercial agreement. Don't say you don't want this. Come on, come on. Okay, so the thing about commercial agreement, they'll improve our dust production from those trade routes pretty substantially. It's already really high. Well, I think it will at least improve them substantially. And this hero can get even a bigger boost. Or even bigger boost. That's really good. So we have a lot of good heroes. Dust over exploitation has unbalanced the cycle. Dust is the usual being hosted, so minus terrain from 2 from dust terrain. Okay, whatever. It's not good for us, but it's not the end of the world either. Let's get Imperial funding here. Wait. What was I doing? I have enough... I don't have enough of these resources. Oh, sorry, I'm so excited that I spoke over... But I slurred my words there. I have enough of those resources that I can think of actually winning... I can cancel that construction, and then I have enough resources that I can think about getting this. Beloved of the people. I just need glass steel and titanium. Now glass steel is somehow rare at this point in the game. Don't ask me how. It's a basic resource. What kind of market is this? Garbage. Though, can we get glass steel somewhere else? Maybe. I wonder. Maybe we can trade our ally for it. What do they have? Just give me some glass steel, dude. No, you wanna. And once I have that, I should be all set to go for a dust victory. Sorry about the lots of clicking. That's just how trading is here. I only need 38. Research agreement? No, they're not interested in that. I'll pay you. No, not that amount of dust. Holy shit, that's a lot of dust. Like, 100k? How about that? No, they're interested in more dust. Well, I guess, can think about giving them something else. Well, I guess I'm not using this dust for anything else, so I could just pay them all my dust. And then I'm gonna get that upgrade to help me produce more dust. Alright, so next turn we should get that wonder, and then we'll get 100% bonus dust when happy, and I think then we'll be off to the races in terms of getting this economic victory. And economic victory is fast becoming my favorite way to win this game. And once we have that economic victory, we can also think about... Well, no, once we have the economic victory, we win, my bad. Once we have that upgrade thing, we can think about doing other stuff like with the war as well. I mean, no, that thing's also going on for us. But yeah, oh no, we just don't have enough palladium. Wait, did I waste that palladium or something? Oh, I did. This fertilizer plant, yeah, cost palladium. So I'm not going to do anything crazy here, I'm just going to get a cannery for now. On my best city. Just going to build canneries, okay? What can go wrong from building coastal batteries actually cost those resources as well. What could go wrong from building a couple of royal universities? Okay, so speaking of, next turn we're going to proceed with our invasion, pick up that wonder, or that achievement, and that will really set us up, I think, for getting the economic victory. And also this Lighten Trade gives us extra trade routes max on city, which improves our dust gain, but it also improves our science, I think, which will allow us to get things like improved alchemists, dust alchemies, town criers, and eventually these happiness upgrades, which are also pretty good. So I think these upgrades are things we're going to look forward to. Maybe extra guardians, maybe expansion disapproval, if we feel like we need it. Or expansion disapproval reduction. We don't actually research expansion disapproval, that'd be stupid. So thanks for joining me for this session of Endless Legend. And tune in next time for some exciting things happening, like my first battles of Guardians, and my attempt to use this. My attempt to use this legendary deed, or whatever it's called. I think it's called legendary deed. Yeah, legendary deed. My attempt to use these legendary deeds, or this legendary deed in particular, to push through an economic victory. So join me next time as I try and do those exciting things.